What's up, LOCKTALK family? It's your boy Jason. We're back, man. We're back on YouTube. And hey, man, if you've been following me, watching all the videos, you've been absolutely cashing out. We just came off an insane week, man. Over 9 units of profit, over a 70% hit rate, ROI plus 40%. It was an absolutely crazy week. So if you missed out, you weren't in premium, you didn't get even the free plays on YouTube, I don't know what to tell you, but we're here for a new week, new money, making Mondays. And hey, if you want me to keep on coming up here and dropping these gems, hit that subscribe button, throw me a like, and make sure you throw a comment. You can always win a free daily card. And yeah, man, we're back. Let's go crush it, man. I'm gonna leave something special once again in that pinned comment or in the description. So you go over there, I'll send you to my site, and you get something for absolutely an insane discount. Just my thanks for watching all the YouTube videos. But before I go off, guys, let me just drink a little bit of coffee. It's really early in the morning, man, and I gotta wake up even more. But I've been up since the late at night, just kind of like rocking it, bro, looking through all the research for you guys. Because, man, my guys in premium have been absolutely crushing it, man, crushing it. So yesterday we had a good day, went 1-0, and then I'll post obviously the record. Maybe I'll post on the other one. But an insane week, man. So let's have another great week. So before I start, let me just say I'm gonna talk about the first, I guess, look, but I'm just gonna talk about because it's gonna be super popular. It's in, you know, the cover page for this YouTube video. So we're gonna talk about my first guy. I don't know if I'm gonna make a bet on him, but I know people are gonna ask questions about him. So let me just bring him up. Our man Paul Skeens, man, he's probably the hottest pitcher in the MLB. And let's talk about him, man. So Paul Skeens, he's going against the Houston Astros, and they have his line right now. So I saw this line change a lot. I saw it open up right here. You see it up here at 9.5. I saw it on FanDuel. Unfortunately, I didn't take it, but I was looking to take his under. I wanted to see if maybe that line was fake or not. But hey, let's take a look at actually where the line is. So I see 7.5 for the over. You want to get 8.5, it's plus 240. You want to get the under 7.5, it's at minus 145. It's a tough matchup, man. Houston Astros on the season, they've been a very tough team to strike out. Below average strikeout rate, but at least in the month of July, they've been striking out at 20% strikeout rate. So pretty league average. You know, can Paul Skeens get over 7.5 Ks? I mean, just look at the chart right here, man. He's been absolutely murdering it, man. 8 strikeouts, 11 strikeouts, 9 strikeouts. So I mean, the guy's been on absolute fire, but you gotta take it into account who he's been playing. I mean, the Mets strike out a decent rate, the Rays strike out a decent rate. St. Louis is a pretty tough team to strike out. I'll be honest, the only time I ever bet on him or against him was when he played these guys right here. I don't know if you could see him because I'm blocking it, but San Fran, he played San Fran right here. We took his under his Ks, and luckily we cashed. And San Fran's actually a very tough team to strike out. I don't know about the recent numbers, but at least recently, you know, Houston has not been the hardest team to strike out. The one thing that's tough about Skeens, and reason why a lot of people like his over, is that he pitches deep into games, man. Just look at it. 8 innings, 7 innings, 6 innings. I mean, the guy pitches super late into games. He has a pretty long leash. The guy can pitch 100+ pitches. So even if he's in the 6th, 7th inning, and, you know, maybe he's not super close to his over, he can get you there, man. He can pitch into 7 innings. He's done it many times before. So if you want to look at his stats, just take a look at it over the season. As I said, the Houston Astros are one of the hardest teams to strike out. 19% K rate, but like I said, 21% K rate in the last 30 days or the last month. So, you know, I don't have to go too much into it. It's tough, man. I don't know if I would, like, obviously at 7.5, that's a good number. I think that's where his line should have been. I wish I snagged this 9.5 right here, because that was a blowout winner, man. 9.5. It was there, and then it got smoked all the way to 6.5. Supposedly now it's back at 7.5. So I wish I got that 9.5. I saw that last night. It was on FanDuel, and it was at minus 140 or something, or even according to this plus 108. But hey, man, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I know everyone's gonna be looking at Skeens. Everyone's gonna bet his over, his under, and his outs. I mean, and strikeouts. But I do think, I will say, among all the stats, I do think his outs actually might be the best bet because I think obviously if he gets a lot of strikeouts, he'll probably be pitching pretty deep into the games unless the Astros force him to pitch a lot and his pitch count goes up like crazy, which is definitely a possibility for sure. But at least in his last few games, I think he can get over 18.5 outs. Among all the things, I think over 18.5 outs is definitely doable. I think if he does pitch into, into the 7th inning, he'll probably have a good chance to get over 7.5 Ks. But again, like I said, the Astros do strike out a pretty low rate. So this is a tough matchup, but just want to talk about it because I know for sure everyone's going to be watching Paul Skeens and they're going to want to have some type of bet on him. But all right, fellas, let's go talk about something else. So let's go talk about some more games. All right, let's see. So let me pull up my phone like I did before. And let me just pull up something. Hold on. Just give me some, be a little patient with me, guys, because, all right, let's talk about this guy right here. All right. Hopefully my computer doesn't crash. Let's see. Let's go to my man, Jameson Taillon, and let's pull up. And we're not taking his over. We're gonna look at his under 4.5 K. So you're gonna look at me and be like, we're gonna take another Cubs guy and take his under. But I have my reasonings. It's obviously a tough match. I think there's another way you also could look at this, but Jameson Taillon is the starting pitcher for the Chicago Cubs. Oh, I also want to mention this. Any pitcher or any prop you're taking today, be careful because the guy could get traded throughout the middle of the game. So if you're betting batters or even pitchers, just be careful, guys, because there's a high possibility that this person may not be able to maybe taken out pregame or before the game. So anything you see here, if for some reason Jameson Taillon got traded, I don't think he's up on the trading block, but there are guys that will be traded throughout this week as the trade deadline comes up. So just be careful. But I'm going to be looking at Jameson Taillon and his under 4.5 Ks. And you're going to be looking at this and be like, why the hell are we doing this? He's been pitching pretty deep into games, 6-7 innings. And he's pretty good so far, 60% to the over. Hasn't hit too many unders, but at least the last 2 games, St. Louis, Milwaukee, hasn't been strike out as many guys. So if you look at his away record, much better, 60% on the road. So he's getting a lot of these strikeouts at home, which is, normal, man. Most guys pitch better at home. There are a few exceptions, pitching around 6 to 5 innings when he's been at home. But, this is the one thing that obviously makes it tough for the under. But let me just hear me out, guys. So in terms of Cincinnati, they've been striking at a pretty decent rate. 26th ranked in the last 30, 28th on the season. So strike at a pretty high rate, but Jameson Taillon is one of the lower percentages or percentiles in terms of a strikeout as a pitcher. So 90% K rate, 30 percentile, so that's positive for us. I don't think he's going to pitch super deep into his game. This field is actually, a tough place for him because if he gets touched up, if he gets hits, he's going to allow a lot of runs. The weather is actually pretty favorable for runs in this game. At least when I look at Cincinnati and where the ballpark is right now. Let's see. Yeah, I see some pretty good weather for Cincinnati. So it's not positive for a pitcher because obviously if something was to happen, he gets a few hits, he could get taken out fairly early. So I do favor some runs for this game, especially given the fact that the weather is so favorable in Cincinnati, American Small Park. But let's take a look at his pitch mix, man. So in terms of the fastball, look at this right here. All greens. These guys don't really strike out too much to the fastball. One of his 32% of his pitches. The cutter, even less, bro. The guy that strikes out the most is Benson at 41%, 33%. But everyone else, for the most part, does not strike out to the cutter or the fastball. It's over 50% of his pitch mix. And then the other two, the slider. This is where he could get a lot of strikeouts, but he doesn't really throw it too much. And then the last one will be the cutter. Again, another pitch mix or pitch type that they do strike out a lot with, but only about 30% of his pitch mix. So I think his percentile pitches, the weather, and his pitch mix are not favorable for this. And also he's on the road. So I do favor Jameson Taillon and the under. 4.5 K is a little bit scary. 4.5 is a very low number. I usually don't like to target it, but I'm pretty sure everyone's going to be looking at this. They're going to see the over 4.5 Ks. just in general on his season so far, and they're gonna just be like, oh, like, let me unfilter away. And they're gonna be like, dude, this guy's pitching out such a high rate. These guys strike out at a high rate, and they're gonna go on his over. I want to take the under. James and Ty on under 4.5 Ks. Another way you could look at it, and this may be contrarian, but I do think, like, 16.5 outs, not that much. If he's for some reason able to still stay in the game, not get a lot of runs on him, he'll probably go over on his outs. If you guys don't like betting unders, you rather just bet his over. He's been hot to the over, man. Even if he's been giving a few earned runs, like if you take a look at his earned runs, even he's been giving 2, 3, 3, 1 earned run. They've been keeping him in games past 16.5 outs, so that's another way you could possibly play it. 16.5 outs is basically pitching through 5 and then pitching in 2 outs in the 6th inning. So can he do that? Yeah, he doesn't give up a lot of runs. He's able to strike dudes out to a certain extent, but just limiting the runs and the opportunities, which may be tough, which is why even though this looks so favorable for the outs, I think the environment, he could definitely give up a lot of runs against Cincinnati. But yeah, guys, that's kind of what I'm looking at. Also, yeah, if we look at the last year he pitched against the Cincinnati team, and he did get over his strikeouts on all of them. So that is something to be. But that was last year. Cincinnati's a much different team this year. So even with the history and things like that, I do like looking at the under on his Ks to a certain aspect. All right, guys, that's one of the looks I want to give out to you guys. And let's see, let's take a look at another one. I'm honestly probably going to be focusing on not as many props today in premium. I want to target a few other things. Let me see. I want to look at my other charts and what else I'm looking at. Because again, this game or this day is going to be tough. Throughout the week, guys will be traded in and out of games. So I'm just telling you guys, just be careful when you're looking at some of these games, guys. Be careful. Players will be traded in and out. Let's see. So for one, I'm gonna give you one example. Jack Flaherty, he's on the trade block. He possibly can get traded. So if you're gonna look at one of his props or even backing Detroit, I'd be careful. All right, let's go with this guy right here. All right, I'll give you guys one more, and then I'm gonna get out of here, and then you guys can enjoy your day. If you guys do want to again tap into premium, or you want to get something special, make sure you go to that pinned comment down below. We have our partner app, so we can get a free week in premium. Just DM me once you sign up using our link or our code down below. All right, let's see. All right, man. So we're gonna take a look at my boy right here, Nick Pivetta, and we're gonna look at his over 6.5 Ks. So you guys tailed me last time over 5.5 Ks he got against Colorado, even though he got pulled out in the 2nd inning. The guy gave up like 10 runs on himself, but was still able to get a ton of strikeouts. He has probably one of the most favorable matchups, and contrary to a lot of what people think, my man pitches much better at home. Take a look at the home split. I mean, the guy has been at a 70% clip over 6.5, and against some pretty tough teams. Oakland in the beginning of the season were a very tough team to strike out, but at least recently they've been one of the top hitting teams in general. San Diego, I'll give him a break here. San Diego was one of the toughest teams to strike out. Philly's a tough matchup. Atlanta, I mean, they're kind of average. Detroit, been a really good team really tough team to pitch against. Milwaukee, tough team to pitch against. And then Tampa Bay, White Sox, Yankees, KC, tough team to pitch against too. So he's been doing very, very well this season. And I think he has a bounce back game here, pitching back at home. Even though he got absolutely rocked against Colorado, I mean, views on him are all-time lows. People don't have any faith in Nick Pivetta, and that's where I love to kind of look at the overs or unders, depending on what it is. And just take a look, man. Let me just remove only at home. But I mean, the guy gets a long leash, dude. I mean, in games where he's had trouble, I mean, hasn't pitched too deep, but in games where he could have a decent outing, if he gets to 6 innings, the guy has been getting over his strikeouts very easily. So I think it's one of them. Just take a look at the matchup. Seattle Pat strikes out at the highest rate in the MLB, and his percentile strikeouts highest in the league, one of the highest strikeout pitchers in the game. So I love the matchup for him. As long as he gives a face amount of runs, I think he will easily get over 6.5 Ks. I think he can get to 8 Ks. Is one guy you can ladder up to some extent. He has probably the best matchup by any other pitcher in the MLB right now. And I'm not saying that just because, like, just look at the stats, we supported. In terms of the pitch mix, I mean, pretty favorable. Most of the guys on the fastball will strike out, especially on Seattle, above 20%. On the slider, even more, man. So about 80% of his pitches, or I'm sorry, 77% 57% of his pitches, the slider and the fastball, these guys strike out over 25 to 30% clip. So I love the pitch mix. I love the situational spot. I love where he's at home. I think Nick Pivetta gets over 6.5 Ks without a huge amount of problems. So again, guys, Seattle strikes out at one, the highest rate, if not the highest rate in the MLB. They just came off a really easy series against the White Sox. Now they're going against a tough team in the Red Sox who've been playing very, very well. And I think Nick Pivetta bounces back here, back at home. And again, he has a favorable matchup, man. So yeah, guys, these are the two spots I like. So just to recap, I like Jameson Taillon under his Ks and Nick Pivetta over his Ks. You obviously can use one of our partner apps like in the DFS, like Sleeper and Chalkboard, put them in a little bit of a slip together, or even use on the sports ads. But the odds are good enough where you can bet them as singles. If you want to go bet Nick Pivetta right now, let me see what the best line is. The best line looks to be FanDuel at -148. It's creeping up there though, so I imagine people will be looking at this and pushes up to -160. But again, I do think the matchup is good, man. I think he has a good matchup. He has a good bounce back spot, and Nick Pivetta will get over his 6.5 Ks. But all right, guys, thank you so much for tapping in. If you found this helpful, again, hit that subscribe button, put the alerts on so you never miss a play. I'll see you guys all on the next one. I'm out.